Do you usually feel overwhelmed because there's just way too many things to do throughout your day? Tapos yung nasa-stress ka, nagpapanik ka, nababaliw ka na kasi hindi mo alam kung ano ang dapat mong i-prioritize. 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of the day, paano yung feeling mo? Kahit pagod ka na, you haven't really accomplished much. Does this sound familiar to you? Stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about that next. Welcome back sa mga nahahagard sa inyong mga schedules day in, day out throughout the week. Okay, so for this vlog, what we're going to be talking about is how do you properly or effectively manage your time. But wait, I want to share with you something. Meron akong nabasa. So I came across this article about a year and a half ago. I want to share it with you kasi it made total sense to me. Ang sinasabi ng article na to, yun daw word or phrase na time management, it's actually a misnomer. Meaning, mali yung usage ng time management. Bakit? Ang sinasabi nitong article, we all have 24 hours of the day. Okay? Lahat ng tao may pantay-pantay na 24 hours in the day. Nobody is more blessed or lucky to have an extra 1 or 2 hours in his day. And there are also, on the other hand, no one who is less lucky or yung minalas na merong 23, 22 hours lang in a day. Okay? So, kumbaga, fixed ang number of hours that we receive or that we have in a day. So, dapat, hindi daw tama yung time management kasi hindi mo daw mamamanage yung time because it is a constant, it is a fixed matter, concept, or entity. Okay? So, napaisip ako, it kind of does make sense, no? So, ang sabi nitong article na nabasa ko last time, ang dapat daw natawag or ang dapat daw na minimanage natin, hindi ang time, kundi ang inyong activity or tasks. So that's what we are going to be talking about. Hindi time management, but tasks and activities management. What I'm going to be talking about today is really inspired or partially lifted from Stephen R. Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. At dito sa 7 habits na to, ito ay ang habit number 3. Okay? And habit 3 is put first things first. So, how do you do putting first things first? Ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Okay? So, ang sinasabi lang ng habit na yun, kailangan mong unahin yung mga bagay that matters to you first. Okay? And in saying that, ano ba yung mga bagay that matters to you? It's important that we discuss the concept of dalawang konsepto. Important and ang favorite ng lahat ng mga empleyado, urgent. So, important and urgent. Yun yung dalawang konsepto na pag-uusapan natin. So, let us define itong dalawa na to. What is the difference between the two? Eto yon. So, based on those definitions, we can actually see na kapag sinabing ang isang bagay ay urgent, there's such a thing called a time element or a time pressure, to be more precise. Okay? So, ano yung ibig sabihin ng merong time pressure ang mga bagay na urgent? Yun nga, nape-pressure ka, you are pressed for time. You feel that you need to give it attention right now. Otherwise, if you don't, baka may mangyaring hindi maganda or maayos dun sa urgent na tag na yun. Now, the second word, which is important, as you saw also in the definition, it talks about a contribution to your goals, to your objectives, to your aims, to your values, and what's most important for me is it also adds value or contributes or responds to your purpose in life or at work for that matter. Okay? So, anything na may kinalaman doon sa iyong purpose, goals, objectives, etc. Yun ang mga bagay na importante sa iyo. And take note, when we talk about important and urgent, these two things need to be important or urgent for you. Okay, the keyword here is ikaw. Hindi ito ang importante or urgent para sa ibang tao. Not for your parent, not for your children, not for your boss, not for anyone. For you. Yan ang gagamitin nating qualification when we actually categorize all of the activities or tasks that you do day in, day out. O ngayon, meron akong quote na i-share sa inyo. This is from Dwight Eisenhower, a former president of the United States. Sabi niya, I have two problems. the urgent, and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. So, parang ano daw? Okay, so, bakit ko binanggit itong Dwight Eisenhower quote na to? Because, as we are going to be categorizing our activities or tasks for the day, gagamitin natin ang matrix na tinatawag na Eisenhower Urgent and Important Time Matrix. Okay, so this is because of Dwight Eisenhower. So itong matrix na to ay isa lamang prioritization matrix or table na maaari ninyong gamitin para alam nyo kung ano yung uunahin ninyo doon sa napakadami ninyong workload or tasks na kailangan gawin sa loob ng inyong araw na ito. So using just those two concepts of urgent and important, ilalagay natin siya ngayon dito sa Eisenhower matrix. So ito yon. So now, you saw that there are actually 4 quadrants. Okay, so quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Pag-usapan natin kung paano i-interpret iyang quadrant na yan. Okay, ganito yan. So quadrant 1, ang ibig sabihin ni quadrant 1, these are urgent and important. O, yun yung quadrant 1. Si quadrant 2 naman, ito naman ang important but not urgent. That's quadrant 2. Now, what is quadrant 3? Quadrant 3 is urgent but not important. And the final quadrant, which is quadrant 4, it says not urgent, not important. So ngayon, itong apat na to, ito ay mga boxes na dito mo ililista or i-categorize ang mga tasks that you need to do for your day so that you'll be able to, again, prioritize which of these schedules ang kailangan mong unahin over the other that are, well, not urgent or not important. So, pag-usapan natin yon. So, what are quadrant 1 tasks? Ito yung mga tasks or activities that will actually be categorized or fall under emergencies, deadlines, or crisis. Okay, so ano yung mga examples nun? Pumuputok yung taal, ayan, kailangan mo na umalis, di ba? Urgent yun. Nasusunog ang bahay, okay, biglang sumabog or pumutok ang pipe. And water is already leaking, bumabaha ang bahay ninyo. Okay, ano pa? Deadline. Okay, so meron kang report that is due tonight. Okay, tapos ang oras ngayon ay 4:00 na ng hapon, wala ka pang nagagawa. Okay, ano pa ang emergency? Yung kasama mo sa bahay ay nagkakaroon ng heart attack. Okay, and you're the only person that is there in the house with him or her. So, again, ang Q1, ito yung mga time pressure na kailangang meron kang sensing na dapat gawan mo na siya kaagad ng atensyon, di ba? Kasi nga, may time pressure. O now, ano naman yung quadrant 2, which is yung important but not urgent, okay? Ito yung mga tasks or activities that would fall under the category na planning, capability building, crisis prevention, as well as relationship building, among others. Okay? So, ano yung mga examples ng mga yon? So, halimbawa, ito yung nagre-review ka, okay, for an upcoming exam which is going to happen next month. Okay, so as early as now, nag-aaral ka na because the exam is next month. Okay, so yun yung preparation or planning. Okay, ano pang isang example doon? Yung crisis prevention, yun nga. So, ito, hindi ito masyadong uso sa gobyerno natin. Nakikita mo yung halimbawa, yung pinagpaplanuhan lahat ng mga possible things that could happen, like a disaster, or it could be an emergency, a pandemic, like what we are going through now. Okay? So, ito yung pinagpaplanuhan mo siya way ahead of time, kahit na alam mong hindi pa siya nangyayari or not even possibly na mangyayari in the near future. Okay? Ano pa ang isang example dito? Capability building. Ito yung, well, what I can think of is yung ginagawa ko ngayon. No? So, nagbabalak akong magpunta ng Spain, okay, hopefully next year. So, capability building or skills building is nag-aaral ako ng French. Nag-aaral ako ng Espanyol, okay? So that, by the time na nandyan na ang aking biyahe, ay nagkaroon ako ng ample time so that I will be able to, at the very least, communicate basic conversations with the locals in Spain. Okay? The last example of quadrant 2 is yung relationship building. Okay? So, ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Ito yung you connect with people that are important to you, you network. Tapos, if you're a parent, ito yung nagbe-build ka ng relationship doon sa iyong anak, or if you have a partner, you are building a relationship, and what goes with it, nagbe-build ka ng trust among others doon sa iyong partner, be it your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or jowa. Okay? Because these things take time. Okay? Kumbaga, yun nga, doon sa example ko na relationship building, relationships are not or never built overnight. So it will take time. Kaya ito ang sinasabing, importante siya, pero hindi naman siya urgent. But take note, itong mga bagay na ito, sometimes we take these things for granted. So, hindi natin sila ginagawa agad-agad. Inuuna natin syempre yung puro urgent. Oh, but then, because quadrant 2 says it's not urgent, pinapagpaliban muna natin siya. And that's going to be troublesome for you eventually. Kasi, minsan, dahil manyana ka ng manyana, later ka, ang nangyayari, nagpapatong-patong siya ngayon, tapos palapit siya ng palapit doon sa supposed to be deadline mo. Okay, so for example, in gusto kong gamitin example, yung trip ko sa Spain, no? Yung parang marinig ng universe, tapos maging reality. Kung pinagpaliban ko siya, hindi ako nag-aaraw-araw na nag-aaral, nagre-review, nagpa-practice ng aking Spanish skills, pagka, kunwari, 2022 na, okay, tapos, hindi pa ako nag-aaral, o magpa-panic mode na ako nun. So, kumbaga, ang mangyayari, itong dating quadrant 2, nagiging quadrant 1 siya, nagiging urgent, nagkakaroon ng time pressure. Okay, so it applies to every other example that I shared with you on quadrant 2. So kapag hindi mo siya pinagtuunan ng pansin, pinagpaliban mo siya, there is a tendency that these things, as they go closer to your deadline, they become quadrant 1 tasks also. So ano naman itong quadrant 3, no? It says it is urgent but not important. So, parang it makes you think, meron bang bagay na urgent pero hindi naman importante? There are actually a lot of things that belong to quadrant 3. And these are almost always under the category called interruptions. Okay? So, ano yung ibig sabihin or examples nitong quadrant 3? Oh, perfect example ito. Meron kang pumapasok na call. Okay, nakalagay dun sa call mo, hawak mo yung cellphone mo, no? And then, biglang may pumapasok na call, nakalagay, unknown or private number. Eh, nagre-ring siya. Diba? So, it gives you a sense of urgency na kailangan mo siyang sagutin. So, that's what you do. So, you answer the call. Tapos, pag-answer mo ng call, biglang, "Hi, this is Maria from Globe Broadband. Am I talking to Sir Ben? I want to offer you our latest promo." So, obviously, hindi siya importante. Okay? Because this is a promo. And most of those telemarketers fall under this category. Okay, ano pa? Yung may nakuha ka bigla, may nag-ping, gumanyan, tumunog yung email mo, nagkaroon ka ng notification. Okay? So, pag may nakita kang notification, tendency ng brains natin is to actually act on it. So, bubuksan mo siya. Tapos, pagtingin mo, nakalagay pala doon, forwarded messages. Okay, nakalagay dito, "This is the novena to St. Therese of the Child Jesus. If you don't send this to 10 people, your mother will die." Naku, pero parang sa akin, urgent and important yun. Kasi syempre, I don't want my mother to die. O yun. So, yung mga pumapasok na mga mail na may biglang notification ka dahil meron kang push service ng mga messages mo. So, akala mo urgent siya. Akala mo importante pero hindi naman pala, urgent lang. Okay? Ano pang naisip kong example dito? Okay, ito yung face-to-face. Halimbawa, nagtatrabaho ka, busy ka. Tapos biglang may darating, no? Sasabihin, "Besh, you have 5 minutes. Okay? So, nakatambay siya, nakatayo siyang ganyan sa labas ng cubicle mo. You have 5 minutes. Urgent yun, kasi nandiyan na siya sa harapan mo eh. Okay, tapos biglang sabi mo, okay, sige, I can spare you 5 minutes. Tapos biglang sinabi niya sa'yo, "Alam mo ba, ang bagong chismis dito sa ating office mate." Obviously, hindi yun importante. Okay? Sa iba, dyan sa mga chismosa, importante yun. Okay? But generally, what I'm saying here is lahat ng mga interruptions ay pumapasok dito sa quadrant 3. And now for the last quadrant, quadrant 4, it says, not urgent, not important. Pero, hindi na sa urgent, hindi pa siya importante. Bakit ginagawa, di ba? Okay, meron bang tasks that actually fall in quadrant 4? As a matter of fact, there are actually a lot of tasks or things, activities that fall under this quadrant. Ang examples nito ay ang kategoryang distractions and pampalipas oras. So, ano yung mga examples dito? Yan yung pag-mobile legends. Yan. Or pag-share ng memes, pag-TikTok, pag sa social media during work hours, okay, I'm not saying bawal mag-social media, pero kunwari, you're at work, you're busy, tapos mag-social media ka, that's sa quadrant 4. Hindi siya urgent, hindi siya important. Meaning, hindi mo siya kailangan gawin ngayon kasi hindi naman siya urgent, okay? At hindi rin siya importante dun sa ginagawa mong trabaho, okay? Ano pang naisip kong examples dito? Yung mga mahilig kang manood ng K-drama or teleserye, okay? hindi siya something that will contribute per se to your purpose in life unless ikaw ay isang BTS army, yung mga ganyang levels na hardcore ka talaga na ikamamatay mo pag hindi ka nanood ng K-drama or ng Ang Probinsyano for that matter. Okay? So, in general, lahat ng mga pampalipas oras, especially if done within the realms of, in my example, work, ay hindi siya importante at hindi rin urgent, thus falling under the category Quadrant 4. Oh, now that you know about the 𝗖𝗟𝗜𝗖𝗥𝗓 time matrix at nailagay mo na supposedly ang iyong mga tasks for the day sa Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, now kailangan mo na siyang i-prioritize. And I will also give you a technique that I use in order for me to be able to prioritize easier. Ito yung tinatawag kong the 4 Ds of prioritizing what's important and what's urgent. So ano yun? It is actually parallel doon sa Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay? So si Q1, which is urgent and important, ano ang first D? Do it. Yan. Kailangan mo siyang gawin ngayon na. Okay? Ngayon, ang Quadrant 2, it is important but not urgent. Ano ang ating second D? It is defer it for now. Okay? So, again, dahil hindi siya urgent, hindi mo siya kailangan gawin agad-agad. Okay? Pero again, as I mentioned earlier, kapag pinagpaliban mo siya ng paulit-ulit, manya na habit, later, baka siya maging Quadrant 1. So, when you have time already to spare, gawin mo na din itong dinifer mo. So, let's go to Quadrant 3. This is urgent but not important. Okay, so, ano ang pangatlong D ng prioritization technique ko? Delegate it. Okay, ano ibig sabihin ng delegated? Okay, hindi kailangan ikaw ang gumawa. Kung pwede mong ipasa itong kailangan gawin na ito sa ibang tao, diyan kayo mahilig, tagapasa. Ayan. Hindi, there's nothing wrong with actually passing something to do if you have more urgent and more important tasks at hand. Okay? So again, if this is something that is urgent but not really important to you, okay? Ipasa mo siya doon sa tao na mas maaaring mas importante sa kanya yon or mas makakadagdag ng value sa kanya yung task na yon. And now for Quadrant 4, yung not urgent and also not important. Alam niyo na ba kung ano yung pang-apat na D dito sa ating 4 Ds of prioritization? Dali-dali ng sagot dyan. Delete it or do not do it. Okay? Kasi nga, hindi na nga siya urgent, hindi pa siya importante, ba't mo pa siya gagawin? Or siguro, okay, sige, dahil ako naman ay medyo forgiving when it comes to these things, kapag nagawa mo na ang Q1, Q2, tsaka Q3, and you still have some time left, o edi saka mo siya gawin, kaya nga diba ito yung mga pampalipas oras, these are usually distractions, kaya ito ang pag-Netflix, panonood ng K-drama, o di yun yung reward mo sa sarili mo for actually doing Q1, Q2, Q3 already after you have already ticked off all of the checkboxes ng mga to-dos mo for the day. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this quote from 𝗟𝗏𝗖𝗥𝗓𝗖 that is very specific and applicable to this vlog. And he says, "The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities." O, diba? Ang ganda. So, a lot of you are probably so tired at the end of the day, sobrang kayong nahahagard, especially now that work from home is already being done since we started the pandemic last year, 2020. So, ang dami natin kailangan gawin, no? So, we do balancing acts, yung bilang nasa bahay ka as a parent, okay? Tapos nagtatrabaho ka din bilang isang employee sa isang kumpanya. Okay? So, siguro, I also wanna add, when you also prioritize what you need to do for the day before you do your Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, idagdag mo rin doon ang aking favorite na lagi kong sinasabi pag nagpa-vlog ako, you always respond based on your values. Okay? So, kumbaga dun sa example ko, what do you value more? Do you value your being a parent or being a manager? Okay? So, ikaw yung magde-decide no, kung ano ang magiging mas important and later on, consequently, ano ang mas urgent para sa iyong task na kailangan mong gawin for today. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this vlog on time management. Task and activities management. I hope you learned a thing or two about this topic. So if you have any recommendations or any suggestions as to what other topics you want me to talk about, please leave a suggestion on the comment section below. From here in Orion, Bataan, I wish that you are all safe, happy, loved, healthy, and not running out of time. I will see you in my future vlogs. This is VJ Bentong. If you like this video, please click like, share it on your social media, and if you haven't yet, click subscribe and that bell.